What is up, guys? It's your boy No Risk, No Premium, back with another episode of the market overview, guys. Today was pretty rather fucking volatile, if I'll be completely honest with you guys. We were looking for any dips into about 43.67 to hold. That was the game plan this morning. If you're looking out, that's what held down to the button. I think 66s was the short. Went right up to that 44.20 area, rejected, and then came down. Right, came down and gave a vast majority of the move left. So it looks like right now we're really just building out some balance in this zone right here. I mean, it could be as low as this area, right? But we're really just kind of building out some balance here in this area here, as you can see. We had some resistance over here, so we're holding it now. Is this a support resistance flip? It kind of looks like it. Now, I'm really, really still not interested in the short trade unless we're up at resistance areas or we're going to be breaking last week Friday's low. Okay, we got to break Friday's low, or we're up at some resistance areas. I'll get into those here in a moment. Really quickly, though, we have to go over what to expect for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have, wait a minute. Tomorrow we have mortgage data really early in the morning. Then we have some light pre-market data, building permits, housing starts, etc. And then no data really into the open. Like 30 minutes in, we have a bunch of oil data that comes in an hour after the open. So we just want to make sure we're paying attention there. We always go over here and just check market watch, make really quickly to make sure. No, have a knucklehead speaking at 12 and 12:30. But you can see housing starts, building permits, nothing crazy. We do want to not forget that we do have um tomorrow after market close, right? 18th, we have Netflix and we have Tesla and Netflix tomorrow. So those will be interesting. Tomorrow, those are in S&P 500. They're in the NASDAQ QQQ. So is it likely we could get trappy rangy trading? Absolutely. It's typically the market participants like to trade it sideways, if you will, sometimes, but it might not be the case. We just have to know those earnings are coming after market open tomorrow. So more so if you're holding any swings on those indices after tomorrow on a weekly time frame or less, maybe an overnighter, just know that can make or break you how they react on the earnings. Also, if you're trading those earnings, trading before the earnings come out is more advantageous if you're selling premium because there's lifted IV. If you're going to be trading naked or just buying contracts, it's probably likely better to wait till Thursday morning after the move has happened on the earnings and then go from there. So here it is on to the charts here. It's going to be very straightforward. We're in balance. We are in a balance zone, right? We're in a balance zone. So for me, I'm going to be watching really 43.67 down to 43.50. This zone's to look for longs. I'll be looking at rejects in the same zones, 44.20 up to 44.30, maybe even 44.40, possibly poke our head out and reject up there. But until we break out of this area, I'm not looking at big breakout trades. I'm looking for bounces down here, and I'm looking for rejects up here. And I'm trying not to diddle in this area in the middle. Okay, on to the SPY chart, 4-hour chart here. As you can see, we went down. We opened right at yesterday's low of the day, held that low of the day, right? So that's at 433.50. That's a significant level now, but you can see we are starting to build out some balance here. Like I said, still have a daily gap open. Okay, still have a daily gap open, but I do want to show we're building out some balance in this area here, right? Kind of coming up, coming down, right? Just like the ES chart. Just like the ES chart. Don't mind my chart. If he feels it looks a little sloppy, there's a lot going on. Guys, we've been trading in this same range, right, for quite some time now, right? So since September, right? So we have a lot going on when we stay in the area. When the market gets choppy, trading gets sloppy, is the saying, or whatever, right? When the market's balancing, which is pretty much what it's doing, right? There's going to be other little levels and things that come into play. You don't want to get too nitpicky, but just try to point out the major levels that you're going to watch for. And for me, it's going to be all about, okay, it's going to be, I'm going to get rid of this 436 area. It's going to be all about this 437, right? 437 to 438.50. Now, we had the gap fill in the cash, but we never got it on the daily chart. And that's something I want to take into account here. I think that's really important to notice. We've had, We've had pretty much 1, 2, now 3 times to get into this gap pretty much. And this was the biggest effort, even on a day where we gapped down and had a huge green day. And buyers still couldn't quite get up and close this gap. Little concerning, maybe. Obviously, I'm going to play the price action in front of us. But to think that the bulls couldn't just close this extra 50 cents, it's a little bit interesting to me. And then they ended up proceeding to drop it, right? Drop it about 5 points after that. So this is huge fucking supply that needs to be respected. It needs to be respected. Okay, dips into 431, 430, looking to hold bottom of the balance. Anything into 437, 438, looking to possibly reject, not looking to play the break of those zones yet unless we get a break, right? A break above, a retest and go, or a break below and retest and go. So you can look at under 430. Could take the shorts down to 426, over 438.50, 440, 442, 50 other levels above. Very straightforward. Play within the balance, play within the range for now until we break out of that area. What level needed to hold today? We knew it was 364. We went a little bit below it, and then ripped up. Okay, but you can see kind of building out a little bit of this balance. You can see, are we having a little bit of a supply, or excuse me, a resistance support flip here on Qs, right? We had a bunch of resistance here at this 462, right? Maybe a little bit higher than 462, right? 462, 463 area. And then we bounced above, back test and went. Yes. Now are we back testing it in these ranges again? Yes. So I'm still looking at anywhere, right, from 463 to 464 to hold on any back test, right? To hold on any back test, I'm looking for these levels to hold. Okay, as you can see, 364 has been holding 364, 65. You guys know I meant the threes. I just talk about SPY a lot. 364, 65 area has been holding. And this 370 to 372 has been a mother, all the way up to 374. But you could see this level, right, which was this old gap to be filled. Anytime we get up to 370, 371, we are getting rejected. So I think you need to take the break and hold above 3. I think if we print 372, it'll be safe to say we get through this 1, 2, 3 days of supply that we haven't gone through. You'll want to look for the higher low up in this area, 372, to hopefully come out and take 374 out to open up 378 from there. But for now, I'll be watching the balance trading, right, until we break out, and I'll be watching the balance trading at the bottom for bounces, right? For bounces. I don't really like shorts unless underneath 362 now. Just showing how many times we've dipped down here. I think this 362 would be the safest place to look short, even though you've got this area down to 361. Just lots of, see how ugly things get in this area. Ugly things get. I think the really only short trade is just to take the rejects off at 370 and 372 until they don't work anymore. Right? It's so congested in here, and you're really just shorting in the middle because the bottom of the balance is 351. So not in love with the short trades in the middle, just up here at the top of the balance zone. And guys, last but not least, IWM, right to where? 176. Right to 176, and we know 169 has to hold. 169 to 170 has to hold. It's holding. That's great. Now we need to break and hold above 176. It's going to open up this area back to this daily gap fill here. Right here on the daily chart, we can see we have the gap to fill up to 180 still. 180 is the gap to fill. So we need to see if we can hold above this 176, which is pretty much today's high. Go to a 4-hour chart here. 176, you guys can see there is some balance. It looks like we are filling out in here again, right? So let's see. Do we come up and test the top of this range? Watch for the rejects from 178.50 all the way up to 180 if it wants to gap fill, or the break and hold above today's high. Call it 176.30, 176.50 area from there. Look for a 1 or 4 hour close above 176. I think sends this thing back up a few more points to the highs. If not, you can watch for the bounces down here, 169, 170. We know how strong that is. Why? Because we zoom out, we look left, and we see the weekly demand in this area. So don't forget it. We can see inverted hammer on the weekly. Is that a reversal camel? I don't know. We'll have to find out. See how this week closes, and we'll know for sure. So far, so good, though. Building out this balance down here on the daily. Got to take out 176, guys. That is all I got for you. Don't forget, little bit of data in the morning, nothing significant. Tesla and Netflix earnings after the close tomorrow, and a surprise visit from Daddy P on Thursday. Guys, that's all I got for you. You got to wake up early, get your levels right, and of course, not do anything fucking stupid. We'll see you bright and early. Peace.